Episode 572. Chen Guo thought the two of them were still going to have a fierce fight, so he very seriously prepared his left hand, while his right-hand mouse was freed up for Yeshu, moving it a bit towards Yeshu's side so he could grab it more conveniently and comfortably. But then, the area beneath the boulder fell eerily quiet, as if the fight had stopped completely. No more spell auras from the mage, no more wave swords or wave arrays from the spell blade. The two opponents had gone utterly silent.
Could they have been taken out already?
Chen Guo was shocked. Wasn't the pressure supposed to be immense facing 3 pro players? How did he take out 2 of them without anyone noticing? Chen Guo had no idea what was going on. Her character didn't dare move, and she couldn't see a thing from her own screen. She was just about to sneak another glance at Yeshu's screen when something on her own monitor caught her eye. Focusing, she saw 2 characters sprinting away, getting smaller and smaller, just beyond the edge of the giant rock's shadow. The boulder was big, but it didn't block much of the view. Chen Guo could clearly make out the 2 characters, the Spellblade and the Elementalist who had been chasing them down single-handedly just moments before. Now, the 2 of them looked more like they were fleeing in panic. Chen Guo scratched her head, bewildered. She didn't dare let her guard down, thinking it must be some kind of pro tactic. Her heart skipped a beat when she saw the 2 characters subtly shift their camera angles. But everything Chen Guo had anticipated turned out to be just that, anticipation. None of it actually happened. The 2 figures vanished straight from Chen Guo's line of sight.
What happened?
Seeing that Chen Guo seemed fine now, he finally asked.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone?
Chen Guo didn't understand.
Right, you couldn't see from up there.
I can see them. What I mean is, why did they run?
You were just too good, scared them off.
Nonsense.
Chen Guo said this, but she wasn't that amazing. If anyone was amazing, it was Yeshu's left hand. But to think that was enough to scare off 2 proper pro players, Chen Guo still found it a bit exaggerated.
Come on down.
Hearing Yeshu's words, Chen Guo's chasing haze jumped down from the giant rock. Yeshu handed all the equipment Chen Guo had dropped earlier, and which he had picked up, back to her.
What the hell is going on?
It was the coordination between my left and right hands that really impressed them.
Yeshu stressed the word coordination. Chen Guo paused, a sudden sense of disorientation washing over her.
They were in perfect sync. They thought I was.
Yeah, but we need to get out of here, fast.
With that, Yeshu had already steered Lord Grimm into a run.
That launcher! Was that Su Mucheng?
The 2 characters who had already run quite a distance away, the elementalist among them, suddenly spoke up, a lingering sense of dread in his voice.
It has to be her. That level of control and coordination. Who else could it be but Su Mucheng?
The Spellblade replied. Yeshu's guess was spot on. These 3 were excellent Era's pro players. The Spellblade was Lu Hao, the Elementalist was He Ming. Both were controlling their signature classes, and they had a 20-level advantage. On top of that, there was Wang Zhe, another pro, playing as a sharpshooter. For Yeshu, they posed absolutely no pressure. But just as Yeshu knew them inside and out, they were equally familiar with him and Su Mucheng. They didn't take that launcher seriously at all. Those stinger grenades and hand grenades thrown at the start, utterly pointless, tossed out with no rhyme or reason. But that follow-up satellite beam was just too unexpected, blasting Wang Zi's sharpshooter straight into the abyss. If that could still be written off as a coincidence, the heat-seeking missile that followed, with its precise grasp of the situation, convinced all 3 that this launcher was no lucky amateur. So, if not Su Mucheng, who else could be the launcher pulling off such brilliant teamwork with Yeshu? Yeshu and Su Mucheng were the ultimate duo in glory, a classic example of 1 + 1 being far greater than 2. They had a 3-on-2 numerical advantage, and they had a 20-level edge over Lord Grimm. But the instant they realized the launcher was Su Mucheng, a single thought rose in all 3 of their minds. They were wrong. Wang Ze's sharpshooter had already taken a direct hit from the satellite ray. The 6 smaller beams that spun out afterwards severely restricted the movements of Lu Hao and He Ming's characters. Then, a perfectly timed heat-seeking missile made them completely abandon any thought of continuing the fight. This ace duo was simply outmatched. They were fuming inside, but they had to admit the truth. Otherwise, they'd just be charging in like fools to their deaths. So Wang Ze's character was taken out, and Lu Hao and He Ming made the snap decision to retreat.
Su Mucheng.
Lu Hao slammed his fist down on the table. In that instant, his hatred for Su Mucheng even surpassed his loathing for Ye Chu. Wang Zi and He Ming, standing to the side, exchanged a look. With all 3 of them together now, communication was suddenly a lot easier. He Ming opened his mouth to speak, but suddenly, someone was heard humming a tune as they approached down the hallway. All 3 of them froze for a moment, then watched as Su Mucheng's stunning figure drifted past the window in front of their table. They were all stunned. After a long moment, Lu Hao asked,
Who was that just now?
It looked like Su Mucheng.
He Ming's voice was distant, unfocused. Among the 3 of them, one was a vice captain, another was considered a mainstay, while Wang Zi was a substitute, the lowest in rank. He got up, ran to the window, and stuck his head out. All he saw was Su Mucheng's back, her long hair flowing as she walked away.
It's Su Mucheng.
Wang Zi pulled his head back, his tone finally clear and focused.
What is he doing here?
Lu Hao's expression grew even more dazed. Su Mucheng was clearly controlling her character in glory. How could she suddenly appear outside their window? Could he have mastered the ninja's shadow clone jutsu? The answer was simple enough, but Lu Hao just didn't want to believe it. Just a moment ago, he'd been so sure that the launcher in the game had to be Su Mucheng, and then, in the very next second, she glides right past his window. It was practically the same as stomping on his face and slapping him twice for good measure. Su Mucheng was even humming a tune. Was she that happy? Lu Hao's rage meter instantly maxed out.